Hello, my friend, and welcome to Sharing Calm. My name is Sydney. Today, I have a practice for you that is intended to be gentle and slow. It focuses primarily on the hips and the low back, the low body overall. So, this practice, because we're focusing on that low part of the body, the foundation, the support, the structure, this practice is meant to feel really grounded and to support this winter season's concepts and ideas related to rest and turning inward. So, less expansion, energetic spreading out, but more tuning into your inner wisdom. This concept of svadhyaya in yoga, which means self study, is something that I'll bring to mind throughout our practice today. This continuous tuning into your inner senses, your inner knowing, so that you're moving, breathing, and finding a way to be present with yourself so that you can honor what is truly needed in this season of your life. That being said, we'll practice primarily entirely from the ground today, so also along the lines of the grounding theme. We won't be standing up at any point in time, so this practice, for the most part, there might be one or two shapes that might be a little more difficult to balance in on your bed, but you could do this from your bed if you wanted. You might like to have something like blocks, something like a cushion at certain points in time in this practice as well. Maybe even a blanket for your final rest if you like to cover up in that Shavasana corpse pose at the end. Otherwise, we'll begin seated. So finding your way to a comfortable seat. You could sit cross-legged or kneeling. You could even start out in a chair if you'd like, or sitting on the edge of a bed or on a couch. Just sitting up tall through the spine as best you can. Try to let the chin be almost parallel to the ground, so the back of the neck feels long, the head feels balanced. Maybe on another inhale, you sit up a little taller through the spine, and on the exhale, let the arms be heavy. Let the legs relax. Feel your sit bones on the ground or wherever you're seated. Find your breath. If it's comfortable to close the eyes and you haven't already, you might close your eyes. Bringing all your awareness within. And in an effort to make your practice about more than just yourself, for a moment, I want you to bring to mind someone in your life whom you love, whom you care for, whom you only wish the best for. I want you to imagine as you breathe that the breath on the way out of the body carries with it thoughts of gratitude, warmth, love, peace, and harmony out of your body and straight to this person. Sending them all the care and well wishes in the world. Upon the breath, sending them love. And then imagining here too that it was possible, that it is possible for you to pull away any of their pain, discomfort, or suffering. Almost like when you're breathing in, you're helping to release this from them, not necessarily taking it upon yourself, but your breath sends them love, well-being. Your breath pulls away their suffering upon the wind of the world, love flowing to, pain flowing away. Like your breath and your practice are about something beyond just yourself. Starting your practice in this way, as though to dedicate your practice either to this particular person or to the greater world as a whole. That by practicing presence, contentment, and peace within yourself works towards this cultivation of peace everywhere, for all beings, in all times, all places. Peace riding on the breath through the world, from person to person, each being serving one another, you serving the one you love with your breath, with your thoughts, right here, right now. Take just a few more breaths here. And place your hands onto your thighs or knees if they're not already. The eyes can blink open at any point if you need a visual cue, and otherwise keeping the eyes soft or closed if you can. When the next inhale arises in your body, let the shoulders lift up towards the ears. Exhale, relax the shoulders back and down. Think about 5 more breaths like that. Inhaling, the shoulders circle forward and up. Exhale, they release back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Follow the pace of your breath, and these circles only need to be as big as feels right in your body, just rotating through the shoulder joints and syncing your breath with your movement. Take at least one more breath like this. And relax both shoulders down. Now isolating the movement to one shoulder at a time, the right shoulder circling up, back, and down. Inhaling forward and up, exhaling back and down. Inhaling forward and up, exhaling back and down. Take it once or twice more through the right shoulder. And let the right shoulder rest. Take a breath with no movement. And rotating through the left shoulder now, just the left shoulder lifting forward and up, exhaling back and down. Inhaling forward and up, exhaling back and down. Breathing in, breathing out. Take it twice more. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, Let it go. Let the left shoulder rest down. Both shoulders down, maybe shaking out the arms, the elbows to really encourage that loosening. Sitting up tall through the spine. Big breath in. And then turn your head to the right side. Like you're looking over the right shoulder. Just the neck turns, not the chest or the rest of the spine. Can turn any amount to the right. Maybe you notice if you feel this down the left side of the neck, maybe into the left side of the chest. And then bring the head back through the center. Turn the head to the left now, towards the left shoulder. Noticing what exactly you feel, what parts of the body are involved. Witnessing every moment of movement as well as every moment of stillness, right there with yourself upon your breath, flowing in, flowing out. Turn the head back to the center. Pause there as you exhale. Take your arms out to the side, shoulder level, palms face down. Notice if the shoulders lifted up with the arms. Try to keep the shoulders somewhat neutral. Reaching out actively through the fingertips. So the fingertips might spread like wide apart from one another, or you can have them close together, but active fingers in some way. Bring your awareness up and down both arms, all around, all edges, both shoulders, the chest, the upper back, and even into your core a little bit somewhat here, feeling stability and strength through all the muscles that surround the spine and the mid-back, the low back. And starting out really small, drawing circles through the arms. Think about the circles, the hands coming forward, then up, back behind, and down. Drawing these circles really slow. Maybe the circles start to become a little bit faster and line up with your breath as you inhale, circling forward and up, exhale, back and down. And gradually over time, I want you to widen these circles, drawing them bigger, just a little bit bigger at first, taking a few circles at that size. If the arms at any point need a break, take a break. If the breath needs to deepen or strengthen in order to support the movements, let the breath do what it needs to support you and witness the body working together in tandem. Letting the circles grow a little bit bigger once again. Inhaling forward and up. Exhaling back and down. Each circle a little bit bigger. Not quite at your biggest yet, but getting there. Maybe the breath is synced with the movement, maybe it's not. Work in the way that feels correct, intuitive. A way that pulls your attention again and again inward with your breath. Letting the circles become as big as they comfortably can be. Maybe each arm feels slightly different, each shoulder allowing a different range of motion, not forcing the body or pushing the body, choosing to be wise with your movements. Letting the arms come forward, up, back and down. Once more, forward, up, back and down. Bring the hands down to the ground next to you. Either keep them there a little bit behind the hips or interlace the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers, press the knuckles down. Wherever you are, feel a little bit of a roll of the shoulders back, like you're externally rotating them to open the chest forward. Breathe in. On your exhale, gently release the right ear towards the right shoulder. Breathe into the left side of the neck. Inhale the head up through center and take the left ear to the left shoulder now. Take at least one more round of breath here. Head comes back through center. If the arms are bound behind you, release them back down at your sides. If you need to change your position in any way, maybe alternating the cross of the legs just for balance or extending legs, finding a different position. We'll be here just a little while longer. Taking your right arm, sweeping it out to the side. As far as is comfortable, as you lean yourself over, notice if the opposite hip and leg are lifting up, and only go as far as you can while keeping that side of the body grounded, maybe even the hand on the leg to root it down. Trying to think about turning the chest open and up rather than leaning forward and down. We've done a lot through the shoulders and arms already, so you don't need to add this. If you'd like, left arm sweeps forward and overhead. Still thinking about leaning a little bit back. Breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale. If the left arm's overhead, sweeping it again forward and down, back to the left leg, and bringing yourself back up through the center. Take it to the other side. Left arm reaches out, leaning yourself to the left, maybe the right hand on that right thigh or leg to encourage it to stay down. So notice if you're going further, but then lifting that side of the body up. It's okay if that's happening, but just for this posture today, thinking about the opposite leg, opposite hip from the direction you're leaning, staying solid and firm. Same option for the right arm on this side to sweep forward, across, and overhead. Thinking about opening the chest high. Take one more breath in here. If the right arm is overhead, sweeping it forward and down, coming back up through center, sitting tall. Take one breath here. Full breath out. Come onto your hands and knees now. Setting up for our tabletop. Wrists just about beneath the shoulders, knees just about beneath the hips. You can always take either a little wider or narrower, whatever feels like it gives you the most supportive base underneath you. Maybe for a moment, really actively press down through the left hand, left fingertips, left finger knuckles. Then same thing through the right hand, rooting down, fingertips, knuckles, base of the fingers. And think also about rooting down through the knees, so much so that it almost feels like you're slightly tucking the tailbone under. Tops of the feet a little bit firm. The neck is long, gazing straight down. If there's any pain through the wrists, you can always be on fists instead or up onto blocks here. Sometimes holding on to blocks feels more comfortable because the fingers can wrap around something rather than needing to be extended flat. Cushioning under the knees is also more than welcome. Once you feel really stable here, noticing the muscles through your abdominals, your belly, try to firm up through there, thinking almost as though the front of the torso is lifting somewhat up into the back body. Not a sucking in of the belly, but just a inward press of strength towards the center line of the spine. Feeling the ribs structured, low belly, mid belly, even the muscles through the back body strong. Then on an inhale, gently let the belly drop down as the tailbone tilts up and back. Lift the chest forward, lift the gaze. Exhale, start to tuck the tailbone back under, rounding the spine to the sky, chin gently towards the chest. Inhale, belly down, extending through the front body, chest opens forward, lift the head, lift the gaze. Exhale, flex through the spine, rounding it to the sky, especially through the mid back, upper back. Breathe in, cow pose, soft belly down, collarbones opening forward. Breathe out, rounding the spine up to the sky. Think about 5 or so more rounds on your own. You can always rock the hips or the upper body a little bit left and right within either shape, or as you move from one shape to the other, finding mobility through your spinal column in a way that is safe, mindful, and again, wise. How do we know if our movements are wise? When we're connected to the sensations in our body and we're listening to the truth that our body is sharing with us. Not just the physical body. Sometimes our physical bodies don't tell the whole story. The pace of the breath, the depth of the breath can be another clue. And also the patterns that show up in the mind. As you move into certain shapes or through certain shapes, do particular thoughts tend to come to mind? Do particular stories start to outline themselves in your mind? Stories that are true, stories that are false, stories that are memories or projections into the future, all these things, opportunities to notice the reality of what is here for you in order to exist in a mindful way, guided by wisdom rather than fear, rather than ego. Take at least one more round of breath. And then finding a flat back, neutral spine, you'll step the right foot forward now. You can bring the right foot either outside of the hands or between the hands. You can come up with the hands on that front thigh. Hands could be onto blocks, maybe a chair out in front of you. If coming into this low lunge position brings discomfort to that back knee or in some way to the hips because of the way that gravity is pressing down into the joints, you also have the option of coming onto your back and hugging the right knee into the chest, either bent completely or with the hands behind the knee, foot extending to the sky for a reclined variation of this low lunge position. And if you're upright, know that the back toes can be untucked, top of the foot flat on the ground, or tucked if that feels like it brings more stability. You can widen the front foot any amount, noticing if the foot comes wider, knee comes wider, does that feel better in the right hip? Or does it feel best with the knee more towards center? You can think about that back hip flexor, the hip crease of the left leg. If you're feeling too much sensation there, then you might not have the right foot stepped so far forward. Or alternatively, you might not have the upper body lifted up so high. So folding a little bit more forward and down should remove some sensation from the hip of the back leg. Using each posture as an opportunity to explore the sensations in the body, the reality of the breath, the patterning in your mind. Finding a stable place of observation towards all three, body, breath, and mind. Eyes closed or a steady gaze. Take one more breath where you are. And we'll switch sides, shifting the hips back if you're upright to step that right knee back next to the left, and then stepping the left foot forward again, either between the hands or outside of the left arm. If you're on your back, switching the knee that you have hugging in towards the chest. Right leg extended now. Paying attention to how you set up your whole body so nothing is left out, left behind. It's not about making the shape in terms of how it looks. It's about making the shape in terms of how it feels. So even if you have been in low lunge 1,000 times or more, really notice, how does the front hip joint feel when the leg is through the center versus out a little bit more to the side? How does the back hip and back knee feel when the front foot is stepping more forward, hips more forward and down versus the front foot stepped a little bit back? How does it feel to have the chest more upright, opening forward, hands on blocks or that front thigh versus folding the torso more down? And that back toe, back foot, top of the foot pressing or toes tucked under. What brings more stability to the rest of the body? And once you've set up the low limbs, low back down, letting the upper body, spine be long, neck, a natural extension of the spine wherever it is, whether it's forward or upright. Eyes are either closed or a very strong, steady gaze. Feel yourself here, feel your breath. Take one more breath in, full breath out. Coming back to your tabletop position. Also, if you're on your back, coming back into tabletop as well. From your table, Coming down onto the elbows, onto the forearms, walking the knees back, releasing the hips down, the low belly down for your Sphinx pose. Elbows are just about beneath the shoulders, palms turning down if that's comfortable. You can always take the feet wider, so widening the legs if there's any discomfort in the low back. You can also decrease the depth of the back bend by walking the elbows a little bit further out in front of you. That moves the bend a little bit more up the spine as well. One more breath here. Let the elbows go wide. Release the forehead down onto the hands. Relax through the shoulders. Soften through the back and down through the legs. From here, take your left knee, bend it out to the side, so like a little half frog shape. You can either keep the upper body resting down or lift back up into a Sphinx pose here. So half frog with or without a back bend, elbows beneath the shoulders, chest lifting up once again. Try to feel the inner corner of the left hip moving forward and down effortlessly with gravity. And from here, take your right arm, thread it under the left shoulder. We'll start to lay onto the back. The left arm will peel open to the sky and rotate you into a twist on your back. The arm might not come all the way down, or if the arm comes all the way down, the left knee might lift up off the ground. If either are lifted and you'd like to support either under the knee with a prop, cushion, block, or under the left shoulder with the same, you can do that. Gazing either straight up to the sky, a little to the right, or over to the left. Take one more breath here. And roll all the way onto your back now. Hug that left knee into your chest. The right leg can be long or it can be bent here. And extend now your left leg up to the sky. Hands can be behind the left thigh. You can use a strap, a towel, a scarf to hold on if the hands don't reach each other. This is up to you, but if you'd like to add a little bit of core strength, you might lift the upper body, lift the head off the ground and walk the hands up the leg, either towards the ankle or towards the foot. Think about not the arms pulling the legs closer, but the core lifting the chest closer to the shin. So rather than leg towards chest, think chest towards shin if you're finding that lift. Take one more breath. Release the upper body and head down if they're lifted. Rebend the left knee, squeeze it into the chest. Take the left knee and the left hand, right hand to the right hip, and start to draw circles with your left knee. This can be in either direction. After a few circles in one direction, take it the opposite way around. And let those circles stop. If the right leg's not extended already, let it go long now. Place the left foot on the ground with the left knee bent, and then open the left knee out to the side for a supine tree pose. If the left knee is hovering off the ground, and it would feel better with the support of a cushion, a block, or some folded blankets, place that underneath the knee or the left thigh. Hands can be on the body here. Maybe one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest to reconnect with the sensation of breath. Maybe the arms open out wide or overhead to add some more expansion through the chest and shoulders. What is your body telling you? What is this experiencing of the self bringing to light in your mind? Take one more breath here. Lift the left knee back up to the center, hug it back into the chest, and then let yourself roll towards the right side with that left knee bending out, coming all the way back to your half frog. With the left knee out to the side, either with the back bend in Sphinx pose or the upper body resting down. Take just one more breath here. And then extend the left leg back long again behind you. Switching sides from here. Starting out with the upper body down as you bend your right knee out to the side for that half frog shape. If that feels like enough, stay there, or perhaps adding the back bend, lifting the chest. Elbows under the shoulders. The inner corner of the right hip. Finding a sense of space, a sense of awareness. Taking one more breath here. And then allowing the left arm to thread under the right shoulder and across. As the left shoulder comes down, you'll start to twist the chest open to the sky, right arm opening up and over for this supine twist on the second side. So same as I mentioned on the first side, if shoulder or if the arm or the knee needs support so that the shoulder can come down, supporting the limbs and the joints so that the spine can settle. Have a feeling of softening. Take one more breath. Roll all the way onto your back. Once you get there, hugging your right knee into your chest this time. Same option for the left knee to be bent with the foot on the ground or the leg to be long. And then extending the right leg straight up to the sky this time, hands behind the thigh. Either the hands connect or use scarf, rope, belt, strap around the leg and hold on to either side. Same thing as the first side, the head and upper body can stay resting down, or you might engage the core to lift the chest closer to the shin. Maybe that enables you to walk the hands up the leg. Notice I'm not straining my neck, trying to bring my head closer to my knee, but I'm lifting the center of my chest up. So still very open through the front of the body. Take one more breath. And re-bend the right knee, release the upper body down if it's lifted. Taking the right knee into the right hand, left hand to the top of that left hip and circling through that right hip joint, like you're drawing circles with the kneecap. And after you go a few times in one direction, switching, taking it the opposite way. Letting that movement stop. Releasing the right foot down with the right knee bent up to the sky, extending the left leg long if it's not already now, and opening the right knee out to the side for that supine tree pose. Same options for the hands on the body, maybe one hand belly, one hand chest. Feeling the rise and fall of the breath, or opening the arms to the side or overhead. If you're seeking more space through the shoulders and the chest. Same option if you hadn't already supported underneath the right knee or right thigh with a prop, if it's already floating in the air and that support feels necessary, or if there's any pain through the joints where you don't want them to extend through as much range as maybe they can do naturally. Take at least one more breath here. Lifting the right knee up to the sky and back in towards the chest. Rolling onto your left side to come all the way back around into that half frog with the right knee bent out to the side. Just for a few final breaths, either with the back bend, chest lifted into Sphinx, or the upper body resting down. Take one more breath here. Extend the right leg long. Slide the hands next to the ribs, palms face down, elbows hugging somewhat in, and on an inhale, lifting the chest, forward gaze. Exhale, release down. Take that twice more, pressing down through the tops of the feet, using the muscles of the back to lift Exhale, soften down. Inhale, lifting up. If this last one, you have the space to press a little higher, maybe lifting the chest higher. And then pressing the hips back above the knees, tabletop. Bringing big toes together, opening the knees wide, pressing hips towards the heels. The arms can either extend forward or you can bend the elbows and rest the forehead onto the hands, maybe head onto cushions or anything if it needs to be lifted up higher. Taking just a few breaths here. If there's any pain through the hips, they do not need to press all the way back and down. They can stay more lifted. Take one more breath. And coming back up onto the hands and finding a seat. So swinging your legs all the way out around and in front of yourself. Both legs long, just for a moment, sit tall. If you need to sit up on something, a cushion or a blanket, in order to enable you to feel like you're sitting more tall rather than slouching back, please do. Sit up on something or bend at the knees a little bit. And then take that right knee, bend it in, and open it out to the side. The left leg can be long, or as I just said, you can have as much of a bend to that left knee as feels comfortable. Sitting up tall, you can also stay tall if this feels best for your back, best for the back of the left leg, or if it's comfortable, letting yourself fold forward and down over the left leg. Think less about reaching to pull yourself deeper and more about softening the body into the shape. On your next inhale, sitting up tall, lifting the right knee, extend the right leg, switching sides. Bend the left knee in, open it out to the side. Right knee bent or long, sitting tall, staying tall, or hinging at the hips to fold forward and down. On your inhale, sitting tall once again, lifting the left knee, extending the left leg long. From here, we'll find our way into a supine butterfly pose or Supta Baddha Konasana, which is reclined bound angle pose. Soles of the feet together, knees open wide. If opening the knees out wide without support, kind of like that supine tree pose, is not comfortable, you can place blocks, rolled blankets, cushions underneath the knees or thighs. And then we'll come to lie down. So you might open the knees before you lie down or after you lie down, whatever feels best there. You have the option of lying down flat on nothing, or if you'd like to, and this adds a little bit of a back bend, lie down along a cushion. You can make it into somewhat of a ramp by having a block either underneath the cushion or underneath the head. If like laying all the way flat feels like too much extension in your neck, then you might prefer those options. But if this is too much opening through the chest, too much bending through the spine, then you might just prefer to lie down flat on your back, or even not lie down at all. If you want to do this on a couch, you can let yourself find the shape in the legs and recline onto the back of your couch. Once you've found the position that supports you best, just try to release the weight of the body down, not holding or lifting up in any regard, softening, releasing down. If at any point you feel any discomfort through the legs, you can always bend the knees back up or extend the legs long. Coming back once again to this idea of self-study, self-inquiry, noticing not only how the body feels in this stillness, but especially where the mind goes. What patterns and stories is the mind bringing to the surface here? Especially as we descend into these darkest days of the year. Maybe asking yourself, reflecting on who I am when no one's watching. Who am I in the depths of the mind? The darkest corners and recesses, who am I there? And not only who am I there now, but who do I wish to be? What environment do I need to cultivate within my own self to enable my true self to come forth? What layers need to be shed? What stories am I ready to be free from? And nothing has to happen right now. Noticing what happens when the mind reflects upon itself. It was BKS Iyengar who said something along the lines of, through svadhyaya, self-study, we get the opportunity to be both the readers and writers of our lives simultaneously. Through observation, through awareness, we can act with wisdom and be the people we were meant to be for this life. Inhale the breath in. Exhale the breath out. Close the knees together. And if you're propped up onto something, lifting yourself up so that you can remove that prop and finding your way into Shavasana, your corpse pose or final resting pose, maybe taking your cushion underneath the knees, letting yourself lie back down. If lying on your back is not comfortable, not restful, just please find whatever position allows for as much effortlessness through the body as possible. Letting the limbs be heavy, the legs and the arms open as wide from center as allows them to do so. Not only letting go of effort in the body here now, but also the mind. Letting go of contemplation. Letting the body and the mind rest and be still. Perhaps connecting with a sense of feeling whole, infinite, feeling at home within yourself. Let your awareness return to your body. Feel your right arm, left arm, right leg, left leg. Feel your awareness on your breath. The natural breath at first, and then let the breath deepen, breath by breath, fuller, bigger, wider. As the breath deepens, inviting movement back into the body, wiggling fingers and toes, rolling ankles and wrists. Maybe you turn the head side to side. Might like to extend the arms overhead and take a full body stretch long. Eventually bending at the knees, rolling all the way to one side. You can stay for as long as you'd like on your side. Maybe resting the head on the arm that's on bottom. And when you feel ready, gently pressing your way all the way back up to a seat. Sitting up tall through the spine, any comfortable seat. Eyes soft or closed, hands resting in the lap or connecting together in front of the center of the chest. Taking a moment of gratitude for this practice. Gratitude towards yourself. Gratitude for this life. Taking one more moment here to bring back to mind your dear one or loved one from the start of practice. Sending them love, peace, kindness, sharing the merits of your practice with them. From here, if you'd like to lift the thumbs to the center of the forehead, just above the eyebrows. Recognizing that space of inner light, inner wisdom. That within me bows with respect, reverence, and gratitude to that within you. Namaste. Thank you, my friend, very much for sharing your time, your space, your energy, your practice with me today. As always, if you have any questions about this practice or your yoga practice in general, please don't hesitate to ask. If you want to share anything about this practice in particular today, you can comment down below. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I'd be so grateful if you did. I attempt to post a video here every Monday, barring holidays or technical difficulties. So until we meet again, goodbye.